Me? I really don't care. I don't give a damn what people talk about me. I live in my life, living my life. You should shut your mouth and mind your own damn business. I live in my life, living my life. I driving they talk me name, with me friends they talk me name. I allow me, let me live my life, my life. I turn me on keys, I pay me on bills. So if you want to sit down and talk about me, I don't give a damn what people say about me. I live in my life, living my life. You should shut your mouth and mind your own damn business. I live in my life, living my life. How they hate you when they see you making progress. They wish you to fall, they want you to fall. How they gang up all day and they calling your name. You don't care at all, you're half in a ball. Don't make them stress you out, keep the name out your mouth. Once you eating by you and you wash your plate. You don't give a damn what people say about you. You live in your life, live your life. Tell them what you about and mind their own damn business. You live in your life, living your life. Tell them if my blessings is your problem, deal with it. If my progress is your problem, deal with it. If the way I live is your problem, deal with it. That is your problems and I can solve them. I don't give a damn what you want to say about me. I live in my life, living my life. Just social up and mind your own damn business. I live in my life, living my life. Tell them, let me know, let me know, live my life, let me know, live my life. I don't give a damn. I don't care.
Caution them.
AG.
Make it an anthem. Land of Guyana, of rivers and plains. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I living in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. 6 races, beautiful faces. Put your hand them in the air if you're not racist. I pledge myself to honor always. I will never disgrace this. Then want peace how we mop. Wait your mothers, we not get you that. No, not one caress. Not a blade of grass. Listen up, 83,000 square miles. Oh my God, we find aisle. Me not tell you no lie. Guyana nice, but no fear for my life. Land of many waters, bring out all the leaders in the sun, them and the daughters. If you want to, we fight. No, not at all. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. We got stop broke. Allow it tough crook. It now always pretty, so nobody try act shook. Got big up GRM, me know how my tax look. And when me have the money, me can go for my bank book. Beautiful Guyana, we there in South America. Land of kite, the flora and the fauna. Independent people, so we do what we wanna. Never violate, because you could become a Ghana. Them love we country, all the foreigners, them children salute you. In the Indian temple, love we border, we no want no problem. Never fall, we forever standing. Me love how God make you, would never forsake you. Unique in every way, good and never mistake you. If Guyana was a girl, we surely would date you. That's why they want take you. I'm a real Guyanese. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real Guyanese. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real Guyanese. And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me. I'm a real Guyanese. I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. as a real. I'm a real guy you need. From the time when I step on the scene to the moment me leave. I'm a real guy you need. From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green. I'm a real guy you need. And nothing can change me. Say nothing can change me. I'm a real guy you need. I living in a foreign country. Say nothing can change me.
Da da da. A-O-M-A.
And call you guys.
You ready? A country with an island vibe. I swear Guyana nice. And yeah, we just down all night. Mixing the 5-year Kabisa with eyes. So Tony got the whole place hype. And we celebrating life. Coffee in the morning, so we toast it. Say we just fine aisle, but they most it. No, we ain't most it. No. Oh no. I ain't going nowhere. I love this place. U-I-N-A. Oh no. Welcome to Moko. Every country want friendship, like the village on the East Bank. But you can't hang if you ain't young. For my first interview, I tell Felice thanks. And I brought about my passport and got a stamp. You can't dance abroad if you can't dance a yard. We gon' catch it when it's good, cause we say when it's hard. Not for them, live in country and people don't spend it long. Them under them is proud, not for them sell the land. We pay rent on another land. When Guyana got a lot of land, but they blame the government. But this nation got God covering. Blessing on everyone, listen brother man. Put 2 and 2 together, don't listen to the one. Some of them is like taco and leaf and stuff. Anywhere we go, we just run. Buy this a Jeep, titty boy, yeah, we got the tin with blood, so. Oh no, I ain't going nowhere. I love this place. G-Y-N-A. Oh no, welcome to Moko. Oh yeah. Yeah, a country with an island vibe. I swear Guyana nice. And yeah, we just down all night. Mixing the 5-year Kabisa with eyes. The Tony got the whole place hype. And we celebrating life. Coffee in the morning, so we toast it. Say we just fine aisle, but they most it. No, we ain't most it. No, oh no. I ain't going nowhere. I love this place. G-Y-N-A. Oh no. Welcome to Moko. Oh yeah. A country with the island vibe. A country with the island vibe. This is a country with the island vibe. A country with the island vibe. I swear Guyana nice.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أصبحنا وأصبح الملك لله والحمد لله لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير ربي أسألك خير ما في هذا اليوم وخير ما بعده وأعوذ بك من شر ما في هذا اليوم وشر ما بعده رب أعوذ بك من الكسل وسوء الكبر رب أعوذ بك من عذاب في النار وعذاب في القبر.
Heavenly Father, as I rise to greet a new day, I humbly come before you with a grateful heart. Thank you for the gift of life and the opportunity to experience this day. I surrender my plans and desires to your divine will. Guide me in every step I take, that I may walk in alignment with your purpose for my life. Grant me wisdom, strength, and clarity as I navigate the challenges and blessings that lie ahead. Fill me with your love, grace, and compassion, that I may be a source of light and encouragement to those I encounter. May this day be filled with your presence, and may I reflect your goodness in all that I do. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Good morning to all our viewers, all our rappers, all the persons who are up in the morning, joining us on our live program Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 8:30 with Kevon and I. Good morning to you guys, and thank you for joining us again this morning for another program. I see Susan Prasad is tuned in from YouTube since 6:57. Susan, I wish you could tell me how it is be able to actually sign in on the live before it starts. I'd really be interested in finding out how you're doing that. But morning to you, Susan. Sunil, good morning. I got a couple of Facebook users here. We got their names. And Nirmala, um, uh, Lacho, I see Chris Thakur Prasad, uh, Kevin George. Good morning to Officer George, one of the peacekeepers out there, ensuring that law and order prevails. So when y'all see guys like Mr. George in his blue, make sure y'all comply and if necessary, complain after. I see Kevon. Kevon is here with us. Morning to you, Kevon. You look like you're mobile already, buddy. So soon as
Yeah,
I touch down, you hit the road.
yeah, Courdel. Morning, morning, Courdel, and morning to all our viewers. Yeah, and
Mm.
Courdel, like I said, I must apologize as well. Actually, I'm having a little electricity issue. The same thing happened yesterday. That's why we started a bit late. But however,
Mm.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm doing what we does best and what we love for the sake of our viewers as well.
A special good morning to Raj from OPM. Is OPM or NDME? One out of the two, but this guy is around the country installing free Wi-Fi at government facilities for persons in the regions. He also facilitates, I think, IT courses for persons in the regions as well. So he's been doing a phenomenal job. Keep up the good work. Morning to Leroy Mangle out of New York watching us. Um, loyal viewer, loyal viewer, loyal viewer. You know. So Kevin, this morning, before we get into the heavy stuff, I wanted to just touch again on that visit done by Minister Edgel to these 32 bridges along that Linden Lethem route there. I wasn't able to give a lot of images yesterday as we didn't get to download certain stuff from the cameras. But I wanted persons to have a clear idea of the bridges, the state that they're in, some more ahead than others. And that's what you could appreciate from this government and at least the persons who are bringing you information in relation to this government, at least from on this side, that the information will be accurate. Now, the minister made it clear that some of these persons are behind in relation to where they need to be on the timeline for completion. And he didn't mince words. I was there, and he let them know that this will not be something that they can feel well. It's just business as usual. They will have to deliver on time, and if they don't, there will be consequences for these errant contractors. Minister Echel has I think the largest portfolio currently of all the ministers, given his responsibility for public infrastructure. So he is determined for contractors to deliver on what they have contractually signed on to deliver. He also understands the importance this corridor will play connecting Brazil to Georgetown. First, for persons who might not know, in certain parts of Brazil, Amazonia, um, it's a longer trip from that part of Brazil to get to the Brazilian coast to ship things than it would take to drive from that area through the trail to Georgetown. So and even not even to Georgetown because you have a shipping port there in Linden as well. So there is the possibility of more ports in Linden for stuff to be shipped out. That's a lot more economic activity. You're gonna need more gas stations. You're gonna need more truck stops. You're gonna need more food places. You're gonna need more hotels, more guest house. You're gonna need more mechanics. It's a ripple effect. So he understands. He is in the minister. Understands the importance of this area to let them to all those communities along that trail to Linden itself, and the bigger picture of Georgetown and Guyana as a whole. So I really wanted persons to have a better idea of what took place there. I have a video with the minister, but it's a little long, so I think I might play that at the end of the program, and I'll upload it to my Facebook page. Moving on to Linden again, uh, there was a self-help activity which was conducted by various by self-help. Okay, so it's a self-help group from various communities on Wisma Shore executed a massive cleanup in the vicinity of the Hamilton Sawmill, a historical site and national monument on Burnham Drive, which the PNC didn't fix. Wisma Linden. The group was led by former municipal councillor Sherry James, right? Let me give you guys some more images of the work that these people have done here. And again, I like to reiterate to persons that Ms. James is currently off the council. We have two representatives there in Linden. Ms. James is off the council, and we don't see persons from who would constitute the majority of the council putting forward ideas or executing ideas like this in that community. So hats off to Ms. James and her team. I must say good morning to the two councillors, Dr. Richards. I can't remember the other lady's name. Probably Kevon could help me with that.
Well, Cordia, one of the things I want to take the opportunity to emphasize here, apart from a community group, I must make it clear. I know some person might consider it political, but I feel it is by right also we make it very clear. It apart from being a community group, it is a People's Progressive Party you group. Sorry for the matter of fact, right?
Mm,
So this is a team of persons. There's a team of persons here who are members of the People's Progressive Party Civic, who along the campaign trail with their constituency reps who promised what they're doing here right now, whether they win council or not. So this is a perfect
mm,
example to show that you don't have to be a leader from the front. You can lead from the side. You can lead from the back, wherever. Just the quality of leadership is what is important. So,
yeah,
Cordell, this is a team, this is a PVPC group, community
right.
group, who decided to carry out this project.
Yeah, yeah. Great work, guys. Great work here. And finally, I like to start off the morning with little feel good news. So finally, we have here it is, the number 56 primary school cleanup. This was done by the part-time workers in that area, and persons with no.
Cordell, just a minute. Is that Annette up top there? The person look like Annette.
It looked like she, but it's not she. She don't go to the areas, and she don't
Just
really do
for
hard work.
clarification.
So yeah. So this is at the 56 um, nursery primary school, and a job well done by the part-time workers there, ensuring that the facility is kept up. And this has been an initiative to engage persons who are unemployed in meaningful employment, and allowing them to have some sort of income on a monthly basis. And it helps to take persons out of that frustrated mode where you don't you're not seeing a way, you're not seeing a way to get something. My thing is this, Kevin. A lot of people like to say $40,000 you can't do anything with. I am saying to you, Kevin, if you are not collecting anything, brother, if you're not collecting
$40,000 like a
anything,
million, brother.
if you got 40 more, oh gosh, it's taking some stress off your head. Persons
Exactly.
who like to talk about this because we care grant is a bribe. Some of them don't realize how much stress that grant does take off a parent's head when it's school time and that kind of thing. You understand? That help that they could get, that 40,000 that they would have to find elsewhere, that they could have taken where to find it elsewhere and put it to something else. That 50,
Exactly.
they could have take the 50 where they would have to find and put it to something else. So I like to see these things where persons are engaged, and they're able to earn and look after themselves, and they are empowered. So that's a bit of information I wanted to put out there. Before I let you jump in here, Kevin, I wanted to put it out to the public that Team Impact, along with Team Unite, King Kong Constructions, and Altium Engineering and Construction Services will be doing some community work in East Rumvelt at Mr. Williams' home. We're going to be doing a cleanup on the yard there, and the construction companies are going to facilitate a recasting of his yard. He's an elderly man. He would have met with the vice president at the outreach that they had at Lane Avenue. He rose an issue in relation to his water, which was addressed. But when I visited him, his yard is in a terrible state. So we're asking persons who are interested in donating anything in relation to the cleanup, whether it's water, some tools, some gloves, whatever it is. You can make contact with myself or Kevon, and it will be much appreciated in relation to that effort. What I'll do is I'll go there today and get some video from the yard so you guys can see what's going on and you'd have an idea of what we want to do for this gentleman. And it's all about one Guyana working together and helping those in need. So if you guys are interested in taking part in this activity, Ms. Tricia Richards from that area will be partnering with us as well to ensure that this activity is pulled off properly. So if you guys are interested in donating anything towards this activity, please make contact with Kevon or myself. The numbers are on the bottom of the screen, and it's going to a good cause, and there'll be full transparency in relation to whatever donations are made to make this possible for Mr. Evan Williams here of Pineapple Street, East Rumbelt.
Okay. All right. So Cordell, I know there's a lot been going around, and especially after yesterday's program, I came under some serious attacks, in my inbox, even some comments and so on. I mean, that is for me already, that is history, because why? I believe that the truth had to come out somehow. They say what's in the dark must come to light, and that is what happened
Indeed.
in that situation. Um, a lot of persons now are calling on us as well to protest the CPA for what meted out to that young lady. It
Yeah.
is really that was really unfortunate. That is a really, I'm just trying to put myself in a situation as the parent that my child had to go through something like that for two, I gotta say, matter of fact, of 3 weeks. And you know what did I forget to mention yesterday, Cordell, is that the night before, we literally had to bully our way to take that child away from the CPA who was trying to access an interview with Darren Wade with the parent. The
Wow.
mother decided the last night, she decided that she's gonna bully her way and sleep there. Brother, I tell you that lady called me about one something in the morning. She said, "You need to come and get me out of here, me and my child out of here." She said, because she said we can't sleep. She said the place hot, and they were. I would declare it here. They had them in a building somewhere in a place called Plum Park, surrounded by bush, surrounded by some tall.
Kevon?
That is
Oh
where they
my
had.
God.
That is where they had the people. It's not
Oh my
secure.
God.
I said the mosquitoes, no fun. And Cordell, bro, I'm telling you, just imagine. And that is what they were. That they had the lady child, the people child all over the place. All over the place. They're going with the people child, trying to distract the parents and hiding the child from the parents and interrogating that child to say things and do things that was suitable to them, just to bring
Mm.
down this government and to bring down Nigel Darmlal. But they didn't succeed, Cordell. They didn't succeed. We battled with them right through. Um, Yesterday, a lot of persons come into my inbox. And as much, I must say, as much as even as publicly, I'm going to say here, yeah, the famous Rickford Burke as well, who wants to offer me $20 million for information. I don't know what information I have, right? The only information I have, the only information I have is the interrogation that was meted out by this family and the child by the PNC. That's all the
Kevon,
information I have.
Kevon, Rickford work offer you 20 million. I living in
Yeah,
a basement, brother.
and I'm gonna
Eh,
say, well, that's the
what
other
wrong
thing.
with you?
That's
What
the
is
other
wrong
thing.
with
He lives in a
you?
basement and wants to offer me $20 million,
Oh
right?
my goodness.
But I told him he can take that $20 million to the PNC Congress Place and let her weed the yard and clean the bushes around it and save some money for 2025, right? I'm okay. I'm fine, sir. I'm fine. And I don't have only information I have, and I'm saying it here again, is the interrogation that was meted out to the family, right? By the PNC inside trolls who were feeding information outside, undermining the government.
So I a couple of points I wanted to touch on that I had to rush off yesterday, as you will remember. I Now this is a thing I don't understand or I don't like with we Guyanese people. Now, everybody's entitled to your opinion. Everybody entitled to think what you want. What might be law or what might be the process might not be what you like or what you want. But it's
Exactly.
not, it wasn't up to you to establish that process or that law. Persons before us did, it's there and that's what we have to follow. You understand? Now, the young lady would have said on several occasions, look, this is not what it is being portrayed. After frustration would have set in, she said, listen, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Persons then started to question, well, why why the police not going after her for making a false report? Now we are finding out with this statement that there were other players involved. So technically that young lady never made a report. You understand me? She never made a report. There was an accusation made circulating on social media. Now this young lady in this document that we had up here yesterday, and again, I feel Kevon like we should just um put it up again. Um, would have indicated, hey, this year I'm saying this never happened. I'm saying these are the persons I feel were pushing this. I'm saying this is what happened to me when I was taken into custody, as they put it, by the Child Care and Protection Agency. These are the people who were dealing with me, and this is what they did. Now, all of a sudden, um, that we don't want to hear what the girl got to say anymore.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point.
Now that it is a case where she's not making an allegation against the minister, what she's saying is not valid. And my other point, Kevin, everybody else but this girl, mother, father, and close relatives on the road protesting and going on her behalf. Everybody else but them. Now they clearly there must be nothing going on because the young lady was released to her parents, released back to her parents. Two, there was a guy who called me yesterday, Paul. He usually calls, well, he was calling when you weren't here. And he was raising a point of how the Minister Prasad, Minister Vinaya Prasad, ain't know that the Child Care and Protection Agency running, hiding this girl and taking her food and all that kind of thing. Now, I was saying to Paul, the minister would have, oh, Paul Collins. Paul Collins. So the minister would have instructed that, and then I'm assuming again too, the minutes an investigation was launched in relation to this issue through the Child Care and Protection Agency, Kevin. The minister is not at the director's office, foot to foot behind all the staff, listening to the statements. She's giving updates. She can call up and what's going on. But if I am doing something wrong at my department, Kevin, and you're my subject minister, you think I'm going to tell you, well, minister, we just took away her phone and we forced her to give us the password and we're questioning her. You think they can tell the minister that?
They would not.
Of course they wouldn't. Of course they wouldn't. So while she as the subject minister is interested in getting the information and making sure that this young lady is taken care of and is safe, these operatives that were mentioned by the young lady, something should be done. Somebody should look into that. So
Yep.
it's a good chance that they're misleading the subject minister. And
They,
Kevin, this is another point I made yesterday to Minister Edgel. Now, the people like London, when he was in London there the other day, showing the road with the indentation on it, some of these people act like if the ministers are the ones out there building the road and laying the asphalt and working the excavator and that kind of stuff. These people put a system in place. These people got engineers, they got people who's follow up on these things. So it could be a lapse at any different part of the process of getting this road built. But at the end of the day, anything go wrong, the first thing is here, the minister. You understand me? So now the one minister Passat to resign because this happened to this young lady in there. Now that she knows she can look into it, now that she knows she can look into it, but I mean, we still have to give this young lady just the same strength we gave this allegation of rape. We got to give this allegation here of being mistreated by a state agent. You
Exactly.
understand me?
Exactly.
The same speed, the same strength that has to be given to this here. Then another argument before I let you come in here that has been put forward that this statement that is on the screen currently was not written by the young lady. Now, first of all, Kevon, I would like to say that in my view, anybody putting forward that argument is a racist, a rank, stink, dirty racist. Because I don't understand what you mean. You're trying to tell me that indigenous people can't write? Or indigenous people can't formulate their thoughts and express themselves? Nonsense. Nonsense. I know a Morano Isaacs. I know a Michelle Abraham Ali. I know a Natasha Smith. I know a couple of them radio announcers from radio, left them on radio, this and radio, that all in the interior. You understand? Intelligent indigenous people who can represent themselves on here. So that argument, sir, that argument, anybody putting that forward, Courdel Jones, I'm calling you a racist. I am saying that you're a racist. To insinuate that an indigenous person cannot formulate a letter of this caliber. Do you think, Kevon?
Cordell, yesterday, I mean, I said it a couple programs ago where everybody have their own personalities in these programs. This is we will say this is our program, and persons can come and do as they like and say as they like on the program. Yes, we will monitor that, but it is our responsibility as well to give an ear to persons who want to come and say something, right? And they can criticize, but they can do so constructively. Now, that doesn't mean that we have the right to cuss out people or abuse out people in our program or so on if they call in, right? We will monitor them. We know what to say. We know how to react, how to speak. But yesterday again, um, that is critic program. He can say what he want. He can do what he want. The young lady calling there yesterday just to confirm that she sent in the statement to him. She sent in a copy of the statement to him. She sent it with a taxi, right? And
Mm,
I'm 100% sure, right? And I want to show persons who had a doubt. Just imagine, just like the clown who had a doubt that this Amerindian person wrote that letter. Person had a doubt that the actual person or the young lady spoke to critic. They said she sung like a bigger man. They said she sung. But I can tell you guys, and that is why this matter here, and that is why the young lady choose to make a decision because she's not a dunce. She represents her entire village. You understand? And she's bold, she's brave, she's intelligent, right? And the same person that you guys heard there that call into critic, it's the same individual. That is the actual individual. She chose not to be on the program because she's still in this process trying to recuperate from all the propaganda machines out there who literally brought her family to shame. And
mm,
critics said yesterday on the said something on the program as well that he needs to be careful what he said. After he cut off the phone and the young lady, he said, "You had this country in a whole uproar. You had a whole set of protests." No, the young lady had the country in an uproar. It's the PNC who had the country in an uproar. The young lady had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with
man.
that, right? So
Listen,
some
Kevon,
people, some people should be very careful what they say out there,
I want
right?
people to understand clearly, um, and this is not a a shot at critic. It's just me being real. Critic, I don't want to say he's not a journalist. Critic is a social media influencer. He has a powerful platform. Um, so I don't think Critic takes into consideration his statements when he makes them. There are many instances when I look at Critic, and some of the stuff I see Critic do to persons who call in and comment and that kind of thing. I don't think internationally, in relation to broadcast standards, it would be allowed. Because of social media, you're able to start a show and do what you want. Um, so most of the time with critic with certain things, I don't feel he should touch on them because sometimes it's either he not serious enough or he little too serious about it. So if he got no middle ground for him to
Mm.
strike. But they got people who like the kind of thing and I can't do anything about it. But
Exactly.
at the end of the letter, you see the young lady clearly ask all these political operatives who have been claiming to represent her.
Back
So
off.
ease up, ease stop
Back
it.
off.
Thank you. Thank you for your interest, but no thank you. And she called names, Simona, Mahipal, Annette, and Amanza and all these people. She called names. And my thing is, Kevon, I always maintain that I don't understand how the opposition could be or decide they're so critical on certain issues or decide that they have the Paul, Paul get through the cover. Hold on. Answering Paul the cover. He call it. Yeah, I Paul, you're live.
Courdel.
Courdel and Kevon, both of you here.
Kevon there? All right. The story is making sense.
In relation to
You know
what?
what I mean? It started with all when she wrote all them letters. Who wrote all them letters before?
Yeah, but sir, did you read the statement from the young lady? The young lady stated clearly
No
that
word the last statement. The point is what I'm trying to make. There's all kind of different statements in and out, and she retracts, she comes back. Something wrong. She needs to be charged. Because she started this whole shit. She started it.
Paul.
She started this stuff.
Paul.
Again, I think we got a very serious issue with this country, Courdel. We have a very serious issues with people like Paul, right? Paul, you need to listen. You need to listen.
Wait, Kevon. Paul ain't hearing you. I got on my Bluetooth. There, take there. So Paul ain't hearing you right now. Kevon.
Yeah, I think, Courdel. I think, Paul, with all due respect, I think we got a
Hold on.
serious issue.
Hold
You
on.
hear me? You hear me now, Courdel? Courdel, I'm not hearing you though. I'm not hearing you.
Yeah, he's hearing you now. Go ahead.
So, Paul, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Good. I think with all due respect, sir, I might sound a little rough here, but I gotta speak the facts and the truth to you, sir. I think if we continue with that kind of mentality, people like yourself, Guyana would be going down a wrong road. First, we have to learn to read and understand, right? And listen carefully from the inception what transpired. You can't point finger at this young lady. This young lady had nothing to do with that. You have to point finger directly at those who. No, no, no. Let me complete. Let me complete. Then you will speak, sir. Right? You have to point the finger at those persons who orchestrated this whole plan. They had a whole plan to bring down a minister. You understand? This young lady were entrapped. Her phone was taken away. Her password were demanded. She was forced to make a statement. So how in the world that this young lady have the country in a mess? You are wrong, sir. You are wrong. I don't think you've been following this from the inception to the end of it.
Control the police force and all this.
The government does not control the police force, sir. The Guyana Police Force is an independent organization, sir. The government does not control the police force. Here again, you're wrong.
Kevon,
Mm.
I don't want to spoil my day because
You've already spoiled your day, sir. You've already spoiled your day with your misinformation, sir.
You're the same man. Listen to me carefully.
I can't listen to crap. You're talking crap, sir. I'm telling you that you have to act based on factual information. You can't come here to mislead people.
You allow me to talk?
I can't allow you to speak when you're talking crap.
I don't call you.
So if both of y'all talking, we not having a conversation, it's an argument. So one then the other, one then the other. Right?
I want him to listen to me and take. Why do I call you?
No, you call the show.
You call the show. Up there and every day, and that evidence, and all the evidence that he have in the election. Even like I believe, even like I call people, make people get wrong. This is the same man, and he want me to believe anything he gotta say.
Yeah.
You corrupt. You need to get your stuff. You need to get
your
act together.
But
the
Paul.
PPP is never gonna trust you.
But
Kevon,
Paul.
because you know why?
Well, you need to cut the caller off. He called abuse. He called abuse. He called it.
Paul. So here's what I'm putting to you, right? The statement is available on my Facebook page. I'm not sure if you would have read it, but I'm asking you to take a look at it, examine the content there, look at the.
I already got it, man. I get it. You know I get everything. You know
right. So my point is, Paul.
My to all the rest of statements you made before.
So that is what the young lady was saying. She was the person she would have identified at the Child Care and Protection Agency were the persons who were forcing her to make these statements. You'd have heard about a prepared statement the persons would have.
She accused the superintendent too. Y'all are looking at all these things. She accused a lot of people.
Sir.
She could retract the statement.
Sir. Paul.
Paul. This guy is taking up our time. That guy is nothing but a
Kevon, that's like people understand things. Just give me 1 minute. Paul, that young lady said she went to the police. I never call you stupid, so hold on. This is not critic show, so calm down. Now, the young lady said she went to the police when she saw the letters circulating to say that she did not write them. Please read the statement, good Paul, and understand.
We heard all of them before.
Yeah, well.
Why she went to Durham Lal place? Why she claim that though?
Who you did Paul? Here I ask you, just like I asked you. Just like you saying, when you were telling me about Skeldon and I asked if you went to Borbs, you say you went up there in a while. Did you see this young lady sign a statement with her name or a video of this young lady saying she was at the minister's house? Or that was something Ramjitan and them was saying?
Why? Listen to me. This story is too confusing. I'm telling you.
Well, we have business to do.
We'll not catch up after the show. We can take it.
No, give me 1 second.
Wrap up the ball.
I'm wrapping up now. What I gotta say, this is premature. This could change. Rape case don't ever die. It could be 100 years, but now she can retract and tell she old story to somebody.
Well, let's wait. Let's wait on that. Let's wait on that. Let's wait on that. So wait.
Before to say what we must talk about what
one more thing, Paul. So how long of a period we could say? Because you remember you say as 100 years, it don't lose its bite. You could still come back and talk and complain about your rape. How much years you feel we should give it until we can say, hey, Paul, we hearing nothing now? What, 10, 15, 20 years? Or we got to wait the 100?
You could wait a week or so. And then
nah, man, I do want a couple of years. But Paul, we can gaff.
I think we should get it again.
We can gaff. Yeah, Kev.
Well, this same individual, Paul, is one of them who called me. And I literally had to block him on WhatsApp. He called me to ask me if I can work in favor of the APNU because the PPP is not treating this case fairly, and he can assure me that everything will be okay. And I didn't know that's the Paul you talking about. I have conversations with them, and I have voice note with them on my phone, coming into my phone to tell me which side I must choose and who I must this, and want to call on the show. And the thing of it, nothing that he's saying there makes sense. You understand? And that's why I use those strong terms against him, because he was becoming a nuisance. Calling my phone all hours in the night, in the morning, sending me message and telling me what to do. And now have the audacity to
Look,
come on
somebody
the
telling me I
program.
don't question with this. Who's
And
this?
then
I
telling us,
can't.
and the buy dunce. Because listen, he talk about the government control the Guyana police force. The Guyana police
No,
force is an independent organization as just as
indeed,
GT.
indeed,
The
indeed,
Guyana
indeed,
police force
indeed,
does not do that,
indeed.
right?
But I
Right?
like to give everybody a fair hearing, Kevon. If you got the view, you express it, and
Well,
we
I
could
agree.
debate.
I agree, Courdel. Everybody have their opinion, their views they can come on. But when you can come and start talk crap, because you remember, Courdel, our program goes very far, right? And people are listening, and especially have younger people listening. And when you
Mm.
have people like this with their negativity come on, then other person's gonna be like, "What this man really say?" You know? But we don't want our program to affect anybody. It will only
People,
affect it to be in a positive way.
people abusing me all know. I just try to show up all the light. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anyway. My thing is, this matter has been ventilated by the relevant authorities. Um, all parties involved have made their positions clear on the matter. So the aggrieved persons who have nothing to do with this, I think y'all should move on with building and living your lives and minding your business.
Exactly.
You can't
Exactly.
manufacture complaint on somebody's behalf. If that young lady gave a complaint, as you guys are alleging, which she said she did not, and she decided to retract it, that's her business. Her or her family or peers, you're responsible for it. You
And Cordell,
understand?
you know something that bother these people more? Mr. Ramjitan and Mr. Dexter Tad turn up to these people and say, "Oh, we are going to represent you. We are
Mm,
going to represent you," right? And you know why the people did? The people say, "Are you going to represent me?" Did we sign a retainance retaining you as our liar, right? Well, they were advised. The people went and get their own private lawyer, a lawyer who's not PVP, a lawyer who's not PNC. The people got their own private lawyer, and once they
mm,
have a lawyer, they sign that retainance letter. Automatically, Ramjitan and Tad get fired, and that's what upset them more because their aims were to, you understand, they had a network. They want to control. They have the liars, and then they have their Miss Gavaya and their Miss Jeffrey working on all the other ends, undermining the minister, the same minister that they are calling on to resign now. They're calling on Minister Prasad to resign, who didn't have a clue that she has some trolls inside there undermining the progress
yeah.
and is not trusted and must not be trusted. And I'm calling on the minister again, and I'm going to publicly call, I'm going to write on it as well. These persons need to be removed because they're not confidential. And when I said not confidential on looking out for anybody or looking out for Minister Prasad, but on the government's business. Anything that happens in the CPA should be confidential, whether it's a
Indeed.
person from the APNU side is being affected, or whether from any other side being affected. Any form of information going in and out of there must be confidential, and that the CPA doesn't have that. They have a lot of trolls in there who are feeding these people, these sources, Melly Mel and the Waltons and all of them, feeding them information, and that is dangerous. That is dangerous, Cordell. Very dangerous.
So before Paul called, I was talking about this this moral ground and this these sanctimonious
Trust.
hypocrites, these sanctimonious hypocrites that like to play the buying over people issue. You know what's a real issue that Simona and Ganesh and all of them can go and protest? Mr. Carl Parker. The Carl Parker issue, that's a real issue you have to go and look at, right? We had real and damning allegations against the former Speaker Trotman. Where was the protest? Where was London from Linden? Huh? Printing jerseys to everybody. Where was he, Kevon? Where was he? Nowhere around to say or do anything, right? Then imagine the same Amanzo out there talking about abuse and this kind of thing. The allegations of you abusing your husband all over the place. Why you allegedly abusing that guy? Stop it. Stop it. Abuse is wrong from any quarter. Any quarter, it is wrong. So you can't in one on one hand saying, hey, this is bad. Hey, this is terrible. And then on the other hand, you're mixing up and you yourself allegations are being made of you abusing and behaving in manners that are unbecoming. When them 2,000 young indigenous persons were fired by the last government, where was Amanza? Where was Amanza to look out for them? Where was Amanza and Simona and the three women who claimed to come from the only three, a whole community of indigenous people coming out to look for this girl um rights and whatnot. Three of them. That's all the village could have mustered, the three y'all. Where were those three ladies when the 2,000 indigenous workers lost their jobs? Huh?
And Courdel, mind you too, where were these same persons when a certain former MP, and I'm just going to use Williams, let they decide and wonder which Williams, a former MP Williams, right, who forced his way into the young lady at St. Cuthbert's Mission, and what we consider that is rape, right? The young lady got pregnant, and then he did nothing. They you know what they did, Courdel? Under the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, then they hide it, they cover it up. You understand? And that's a PNC MP, right? The young lady got pregnant from St. Cuthbert's Mission. We never heard anything about that. Another young
Yeah.
man from the then Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs took the young lady, 17-year-old, into a hotel, right? Did what he had to did, promised the girl scholarship. When he done, he gave the young lady $500 and go away, left the girl on a sailing boat. Up to now, the young lady says she's still waiting on the scholarship. Those people are trending on thin ice, brother. They are treading on thin ice. And if they want to play
Kevon,
dirty, we can get dirty as well. Because I know all the
Kevon,
dirty story, Courdel.
you
I know all
remember
the dirty story.
you remember
But,
when the coalition government and ACTA were attempting to usurp Amerindian titled lands by saying
yep,
that they were not the forest people of Guyana.
yep,
Eh?
yep. Very
Now
clear.
these people playing the care about indigenous people. They're playing the care about indigenous people. Valda Lawrence calling people buck and them kind of thing.
Yep,
Uh,
yep,
all the activists and supporters in the states using Amerindian people because Amerindian people used their constitutional right to have a choice and voted against that horrible government. Views that
exactly,
what did United do for Guyana, man? Let the people let us suffer like dogs.
exactly,
And he in Guyana trying to build Guyana, in the states. Let them suffer
exactly,
like dogs. Y'all must remember these things. Y'all must
exactly.
remember
I
these
don't
things.
forget it.
You understand?
I don't forget it, Courdel. I don't forget it, the insults by members of the coalition and by extent the PNC. I don't forget the insult that our Armenian people went through under them. I don't care what nobody said, Courdel. I've seen it. And that is why personally working under them, we had some serious issues. Because even as much as the then minister Sidney Alikak didn't even have a voice. They didn't even have a voice in the coalition. You understand? Because they feel as though that, oh, this and don't let me use the term because the word it is normally called we, but just in respect, don't let me use it. But that is how they see us, right? They see we that we in a sense we belongs to the bush. I know at one time what they call at one time the talk about Sydney. They said from the jungle to the office. That is what they said about him. You know nothing about that. You come in office, and these are the things. You understand? They had no respect. And just put this, Courdel, I'm going to say it again for persons who don't know what is going on. Imagine if they had respect for our ministers.
I think Kevon internet might have a problem. I don't know what's going on there. He was if then, but
They had regards and respect for our
oh, he's
ministers,
back or not. Internet is trouble, by you back?
right? Yeah, yeah, Cordell. So I'm saying, why have not they seen Sydney fit enough to be a member of parliament? They just had him as a tag along, right? These people all the care that they want to show now, and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of them. I'm ashamed of them that they want to show that they care for us. They have no care for the Armenian people. None. All they know is that the Armenian people or the Armenian votes is the deciding votes of a government going to office, and they play a game and they want to take that. But no, these people are wiser now. We all are wiser, and never again they will have our support.
Yeah, but the sad part about it is that it's not a case where they want to work for the vote, do things, actually not even work for it, just fulfill your responsibility as the elected government. When you were there, you did nothing in these areas. You had one and two ICT hub. Some areas was just a structure. You understand me? But you're not working for the vote. You're not doing things to make these people's lives better in any way, shape, or form. You want to take back the little land that was titled out to them. You fire the CSOs. Um, I mean, what you expect? Why would I support you if you're not looking out for my interest?
Cornell, Cornell, somebody's telling me, Kevin, I've said $25 could 25 million could have built you a mansion. Sorry,
Why? They
I
talking
don't
about
know.
25 million and you don't even get the money for the check yet.
Sorry, guys, it's not 25, it's 20 million. But the Congress place needs it, man. They need it. They need it right now because they have lost all their donors. So,
Ridiculous.
Colonel, I as much would want to now this is whole scenario with this thing that happened with the young lady. The saddest part about it is that the minister in the end has been proven guilt. That has been proven innocent once again. He's been proven innocent once again. And the saddest part is that he decided to step back, you know, independently decided to step back, and that is not that is, in my view, that is not fair, right? I believe that Minister Darmla was doing a tremendous work. He's been on the ground, and that is why we need effective ministers, proactive ministers like Minister Darmlal. He's been on the ground. He's been doing a lot of work, and through his ministry that caused a landslide victory. It's through his ministry that caused the upset and all manner of disruption of the PNC that they would have lost the local government election by
Mm,
far. You understand? Because you check it, buddy. Anybody common sense will tell you just after the defeat, they launch an attack on the minister. It's to show that by you we never get hurt, so before we got hurt you back. You understand? We got hurt you back, and that was their plan. So, you know, um, I'm gonna protest every single day, social media wise, that the minister should return. He should
mm,
return. We need
yeah.
him. Guyana needs him, and I believe that his journey need to be um, continued and completed. That is my personal view, and I'm calling on our supporters as well to continue to protest for the minister's return.
The works done in the region cannot be denied. putting this event aside, the minister is one of the hardest working ministers in the cabinet
Exactly.
here.
Exactly.
He as well has a big portfolio as there are RDCs in all 10 administrative regions. So, you know, regional development, that kind of thing is his responsibility. So, very young and vibrant minister, and we would see him in the field a lot of the times, you know, getting the work done. So, you know, I would concur with Kevon, given what has coming out, what has came out here. Um, there's no issue at the police level. The young lady has clarified the matter on several occasions, and then again this final time to say that hey, this 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 allegation that was out there on social media, as the person who they're claiming is the victim, I am saying that this did not happen. So for me, the young lady is the best person to say what happened or what did happen. So if she's saying so, um, I would believe her, and I would urge persons, especially the opposition, stop wasting your time. Stop wasting people's time in the hot sun at 12 and 11, 1 o'clock. That's unordinary. Global warming is real. Heat stroke is real. Plus, y'all don't even bring out young people to protest, buddy. The Lonely Tiger, Carol Joseph. Them people can't take sun. Oh, Christ. Come
The
on,
lonely
man.
tiger. The lonely
Y'all
tiger.
stop it. Y'all stop it. Y'all stop it. Y'all stop it, man. Don't do that to them people. Don't do that to them people. So please, please. But Kevin, we got 3 minutes left, and I really wanted to run the bishop's interview, the minister Bishop Juan Egel's interview, that he did, talking about the contractors and the roadworks in the area, and how they were progressing. So this is it from me. We're gonna run the video, and then we're gonna close off there. Tomorrow, actually, wait, before I get to that, just let you guys know that today the president will be having a press conference at 10 o'clock. That's just now. So you guys can look out for that. Um, Kevon will share it on his page. I'll share it on mine. And it'll be on social media, the president's Facebook page. You can tune in there, and we can hear from our commander in chief, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, at 10 hours today, July 12th, 2023. So you guys can look out for that happening today as well. Right? So anything before we jump to Minister Joe?
No, Courdel, I'm okay for now. And I want to say thanks to our viewers again for today's support, today's program. And let us stay resolute, let us stay strong, and let us move forward. The country is on a rapid road to development and change, and let us continue to support our government and, you know, be our brother's keeper. That's all I have to say, Courdel.
That's it for me. Peace. One Guyana. Y'all drink water today. It's hot out there.
Two things I would like to say. This project started about 14 months ago. It should be completed in 18 months. So basically, we have 4 months remaining based upon the terms and conditions of the contract to complete these 32 bridges from Kurumukari to Leto. Today, with my engineers, the head of the work services group, my hinterland engineer, my bridges engineer, along with my engineer that is responsible for this region, we have come through the entire alignment. We still have a couple more to go to check and to see, one, pace of work, 2, quality of work, and number 3, in keeping with project management, to ensure that we have adequacy of time for completion. And wherever there are slippages, start giving the instructions to ensure that that is correct. It means that we have seen some projects, and I'm expressing grave dissatisfaction. The contractor was not on site to meet me, neither workers on site. He even explained to me what it is highly disrespectful for a contractor to sign a contract with my ministry. It's not an engineer visiting today. It's the minister who's gazetted answers to the parliament. Is visiting to see, to get answers and to give instructions. And they're not on site. I'll deal with that at a different level when I get back to office. Because I don't waste my time and I don't waste people's time. It is clear that some people seem to want to do work at their own time when they're ready and when they feel like it. Mediocrity will not be condoned anywhere. Whether it's a secretary in the office, I don't stand for mediocrity. It's a contractor in the field, an engineer. Excellence is a standard that I set, not mediocrity. In this section that we are visiting right now, which is being done by international imports and exports, it's clear that they are way ahead of the others. So it might be useful for my engineers, and I've already had some whispers with them, to engage all the other contractors to find out from this contractor what he's doing so as to help them to get in shape to get this completed. People's patience run thin after a while. You put out a project, it's 18 months. You tell the people, all the stakeholders, it's 18 months. The truckers, the people who operate, they can go through the inconvenience because they understand it will take a certain amount of time. Like for example, many of the projects that are not moving is because of the absence of the rig. When I visited these projects the last time, to get them moving at a faster pace, the problem was the rig. And I told them get the rig in. They said the rig was coming. I passed the rig in when I was going out. Now if I brought in the rig, and the rig still got piles and holes to bore, why it's not on site? Somebody believed that they could fool the government. You come in and do a couple of days work, then you carry the rig somewhere else to make some profits, and you let back my work. Well, people have to start determining if they want to work for the Ministry of Public Works or they want to work elsewhere. Because they want to work elsewhere, I'll terminate the contract and let somebody who could get the work done, get it done, because we're going to have this done in time. There's no time at all. I will tolerate contractors showing disrespect, disregard for instructions, and moving at their own time. While they are complaining, there are people who are waiting for work. When these lots were tendered, it wasn't just those who were awarded bid. We had several other contractors who said, I am interested. Many of them were technically qualified. They won these lots based upon price and other criteria that was given. We have to deliver to the people of Guyana.
Minister Edgell, oftentimes with these projects, when they're stymied, the government is often blamed for either shoddy work or delayed delivery. You said you'll deal with this when you go back to town, but how do you plan to have contractors operate more like international imports and supplies so that your ministry does not feel the brunt of opposition, misinformation and propaganda?
No, it's not opposition.
And that kind of thing?
I will make the opposition so brilliant with that. I will not even give credit to the opposition. Just a general citizen. If I was speaking as a general citizen, and I'm driving up and down this corridor, and I don't see people working, I will say exactly what people would have reported to me. A man ain't walking from the bridge, Bishop. The place is just the same way. That's exactly what I would have reported. Forget about the politics. Forget about the opposition. I wouldn't even bring the opposition or put any brilliance to them in this equation. This is just simply delivering service to the people. In the contract, everybody received a mobilization fee. You know what's a mobilization fee for? To get your site office set up, to help to bring in your equipment, to get a startup. It's like an involuntary loan, so you could start your project. Coming along the line, you for yourself, you say, all the site offices, you know. You can't work when you want to. You have a contract, you have a binding obligation. And I don't deal with the fancy talk, well, I could give you more and I could do more and this could be done in that time. All I want you to do is do the black and white set. You right to sign a contract. And my engineers, I'm holding them accountable so that they could hold the contractors accountable to deliver on the dotted line. This is what you said you will do, and this time, at this price, let's get it done. When I get back to Georgetown, having reviewed all of this, with my engineers, clear instructions will be given to the contractors. Clear instructions. It's either they follow it or they won't. And it's not going to be left up to them to decide. Because if you are at this point, we will give clear instructions of what you need to do to get it up to a certain point and finish this in time. And that's where we are. I didn't come out here today to joke.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home.